Literature Circles by Jessica Beasley, Education 632-D06, Summer Term D 2020. Overview for Literature Circles. What is a literature circle? What are the learning outcomes? Language development, increased comprehension, increased student participation, and differentiation ideas for literature circles. What is a literature circle? A literature circle is a learning experience where students divide into small groups. They read a self-chosen literature selection, they perform roles, and then they come back together to have discussions about the literature selection. Book selection. The teacher chooses different literature choices depending on class size and ability. Each group should have around 5 students. There should be between 5 to 7 book choices depending on the class size. Standards. The teacher selects the standards to be covered during the literature circles. These standards can cover any of the literature standards that are assigned for that grade. Circles. The teacher will give a brief overview of the books chosen for the literature circles. The students will then choose their book selection and choose which literature circle they want to participate in. Roles. The students will have roles to perform during the literature circles. The teacher chooses the roles. Each role has specific duties to perform during the literature circle time. Role ideas. There are many roles to be performed during a literature circle. Some of these roles can be passage master, which is the group leader, word wizard, which looks for vocabulary or interesting words, connector, which makes connections to real life, summarizer looks for the main ideas of the story, the who, what, where, when, why, and how. An artist can draw a picture from the story, or the investigator can talk about things that they think might want to be discussed during a grand conversation. Schedule. The teacher will set a schedule for the literature circles. The students will then decide how to use their time to read, perform their individual roles, and have discussions about the literature selection. During this time, the students may have previously read the selection, and they will come together to do their individual tasks and then have discussions about the literature selection. Group meetings. The teacher arranges for the students to participate in group reading, activities, and discussions. The teacher can supervise or can participate in these meetings. Assessment. The teacher arranges an assignment for the students to be assessed and monitored on their knowledge of the literature selection they chose. Oftentimes, these assessments can be group projects that they work together on during literature circle time. Learning outcomes. What are some of the learning outcomes of a literature circle? One of the learning outcomes of literature circles is language development. Literature circles increase language development. There are increased opportunities to discuss vocabulary and hold meaningful conversations about the text with teachers and peers. This provides many opportunities for students to develop a deeper language development and understanding. Another learning outcome of literature circles is increased comprehension. Literature circles increase the comprehension of text by comparing and contrasting characters, identifying plot, setting, and character actions, using strategies to comprehend, interpret, analyze, evaluate, and relate text to their own lives, understanding literary conflicts, increasing vocabulary, and identification of language concepts. Another learning outcome of literature circles is increased student participation. Literature circles provide a safe environment for students to interact with their peers. There are also defined roles for the students, so students understand their individual responsibilities. Differentiation. Literature circles provide many ways to differentiate instruction and provide increased scaffolding opportunities. Literature circles provide opportunities to place students in group by ability or in groups with peer support. Activities can be tailored to meet that group's particular needs. Differentiation ideas. Literature circles are differentiated by nature. They offer students choices. Each group can do different activities or assessments. The teacher can provide extra support to a group that needs it. Literature circles give teachers options to differentiate by content, process, product, and environment according to the readiness, interest, and learning profile of students. Literature circles are a great way for students to learn about literature, vocabulary, deepen understanding and comprehension, and to meet the individual needs of students.